You're listening to the Young and Hungry for Success podcast, Season 1, Episode 3.
That's back when I really cared a lot more what people think. And, as I got older, I started to just realize it doesn't matter.
Right.
So, I started changing my style and wearing different things. And a clothing brand is something I've always wanted to do, but I just never thought it was possible, with low funds I have. And, I don't come from a background of like a lot of money. So it was something hard for me to get into. But, I finally uh, after a lot of ventures, I figured out this is the one I want to do, and I've been sticking with it, and it's been the best one so far.
Yeah. Hey yo, young and hungry for success, always striving for our best, give our most and never less, daily grind our hardest test. Success can be measured in money, fame and power. Tune into these stories, this the spotlight of the hour. Young men and women grind to make it to the top. Make it to the top, you gotta make it to the top. The tales of daily hustles, it'll never ever stop.
What's up, guys? This is Gleason. On today's episode, we have Bryce Jordan, the owner and creator of Emotionless Wear. On the episode, he talks about why he started, how he started, what he's done so far, and what he plans on doing in the future. It's a great episode for those of you who are really interested in maybe starting your own brand or even branding yourself, because a lot about what he talks about can fall into different categories of how to promote yourself and your business. I've known Bryce for over 10 years, and it's just awesome to get him on here to hear how passionate he really is about his brand and what it's doing. So I hope you guys love this episode. I also want to thank everybody for the overwhelming love and support that we've gotten for these podcasts so far. The compliments and just the community have been amazing, and I'm just so glad we get to end 2019 on such a great episode, and I cannot wait for what we can do in 2020 and beyond. I want to make sure that we bring you even better episodes, better quality, continue to bring on great guests, and I just know that that's what we're going to do because I love doing this. Taylor loves doing this, and it is just amazing. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode and have a very happy New Year. What's up, guys? Back with another episode of the Young and Hungry for Success podcast. I am your host, Gleason Jones, and today I am joined by our special guest, Bryce Jordan. Say what's up, Bryce.
Hey, how's it going?
So Bryce is the owner, CEO, president, everything of Emotionless Wear. So he's going to talk about it today and just really dive into what it is and what it's come up to be from where it started. So let's get started. Basic question is, what is Emotionless Wear?
Emotionless wear is something for, everyday streetwear apparel, something you can wear with anything. Pretty much a way of some people putting their emotions into what they wear. So, putting how you feel into your outfit, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's like you're doing it deliberately. Like you are trying to see, like you want to express yourself through your clothes.
Exactly. That's what's going on. So everything has a small meaning behind it. Everything that I've done, everything that's been created has a small meaning behind it, whether it's there obvious or not. Like collection 2, I put captions on the back of it kind of to explain what each one meant. So these, like the newer releases, it's a little bit more of a subtle meaning behind it.
I gotcha. Because that's right now he's wearing the Emotionless sweatshirt. I'm actually rocking my Emotionless Forever shirt.
Correct.
I am always picking up new stuff because I mess heavy with the brand.
Yeah,
like,
I appreciate
it's
it a lot.
It's a great brand. Like all the collections. This name not even trying to like flex or plug. It's great quality.
Yeah.
And the designs are not like over the top, but like I said, they're expressing, and that's just dope. So what made you like want to start that?
Start the brand?
Yeah.
I've always been into clothes, but I guess when I was younger, I kind of was worried, like, what do people think about what am I gonna wear? So, like high school, senior year, I was into like shoes a lot, so I was mostly wearing shoes, not, nicer clothes because, you're in high school, the high school we went to, there's a lot of judgy people. So I
Yeah.
just was like, that's back when I cared about everything and
Shout out Auburn
whatnot.
High School.
Yeah, for real. That's back when I really cared a lot more of what people think. And, as I got older, I started to just realize it doesn't matter.
Right.
So, I started changing my style and wearing different things. And a clothing brand is something I've always wanted to do, but I just never thought it was possible, with low funds I have. And, I don't come from a background of like a lot of money. So it was something hard for me to get into. But, I finally, uh, after a lot of ventures, I figured out this is the one I want to do, and I've been sticking with it, and it's been the best one so far.
Right, because it's that grind. That's what me and
Yeah,
Taylor were talking about last time. If you're passionate about something, you're gonna find a way to get it.
of
Money is
course.
never money can be an obstacle, but it's not gonna be like saying like no, that can never be possible. If you're passionate, you're gonna make it happen.
Of course, of course.
Background story about me and Bryce, we have grown up together since like what, second, third grade.
Yeah,
So
dude.
we've known each other forever, and I finally got him on here after all the rescheduling and everything.
Yeah.
So that's what we were talking about. We high school and everything. We grew up together. So jump to the next thing. What has really influenced your brand? Like you said, you started it because you were into clothes, but like who or what are the influences?
Really, I'm into nicer clothes, so everything I like comes with a price tag.
Right.
A large price tag, and I wanted to have things of my own that were unique and, nice, but didn't come with that huge price tag of like, $500 for a t-shirt, which, you know, I've spent some ridiculous amounts on some clothes, but
I'm right there with you.
yeah.
Clothes and shoes. Like I spent some checks on accident.
Yeah, so like I really wanted something of my own, and I, wanted to put my own touch into it, into my feeling into it. So this is what's come out with, and the things we've got planned for next year are just crazy.
I'll already get into that. So I remember seeing one thing you posted was about how Juice World was
Yeah,
a big
yeah,
influence.
yeah. Sorry, I got off topic. My ADHD is so
No,
bad.
you're good, man.
So music a lot. I listen to music majority of the day. Like I have a lot of free time. So I'm at home all day listening to music, and Juice World being like, if you know me, if you follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, anything, Juice World is like my favorite artist.
Yeah.
So a lot of messages that he left in his songs and song titles and whatnot, kind of relate to Emotionless. In my feeling, that's the way I feel. And then just other brands looking cool and unique and whatnot is something else that inspired me. But music was heavy, and then I also deal with anxiety and depression a lot. So Emotionless, it just was perfect.
And so does that like you trying to channel all of that really go into your brand? Because I know you've talked about how it expresses yourself, but is it also kind of like a gateway to like free yourself because you're not focused on depression, anxiety. You're focused like I want to create.
Exactly. And so instead of me sitting in my bed, being upset about something or being anxious about something I messed up on, a test or whatever, I get on Photoshop and I'll just start messing around with different designs and looking on Pinterest, Google, everything, just
Right.
looking for inspiration and then turning it into my idea. And that's just what I basically fell in love with. And that's why I'm taking this brand so much serious than all the other startup little companies that I've had before.
Right. You come a long way from us doing a GIMP Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We used to have Modern Warfare 2 clans, and we would make backgrounds and like these like stupid looking like little like photos that we thought were like fire.
I know. And on Facebook in the 7th grade, they were blowing up.
And then we started making like websites for like these like free 30-day trial websites.
Yeah.
And they were all gone.
Yeah,
Those were the days,
those
though.
were good times.
So why would you want to do just like a clothing brand instead of trying to make it like a store? Like Taylor, she has her own store, and she says she expresses herself through like the clothes that she sells. Are you just not really into like trying to do the store type? You want it to be all from you?
No, I definitely want to get into retail stores eventually. I've spoken out to several companies, whether it's your big stores like that would sell my type of clothes, like PacSun, Zoomies, stuff like that to start out with. And I've also reached out to resale stores, who sell like Supreme and all
Right.
that type of streetwear. So I feel like that is where I would fit in most at. And but at the same time, I kind of feel like I want to do it on my own a little bit before I go into a store.
Right.
I want to get things more figured out. And basically, I want to get my own warehouse before I have to do that instead of outsourcing for all my own
Right.
products.
Because that's what you're doing right now. It's like a drop shipping.
Basically, on some items, yes. So, on some of the items, they are basically drop shipped from a company. They provide the blanks. They'll print them. They'll put the tags in them, and they'll ship them out. I pay them for all of that. But then again, so say I do a season release, and like 20 of the same product sells. That same company, I can just do a wholesale order for 20 of those, and they'll ship those out also.
Right.
I have to pay them for each label, but in the long run, it saves me money, which gives me more money to invest back into the company because I invest almost every dollar that I've made back into the brand.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you have to do it, like
Oh
especially
yeah,
starting
of
up right now.
course, of course,
So right now, like you're saying you're making more when you're doing the wholesales.
of course, yeah.
Okay. So what does the process look like? Take us from start to beginning of what the process looks like from when it's in your head to when it gets to the consumer.
Uh, in my head, I'll be in the middle of something. I'll be out in a random place. I'll think of something and I'll jot it down in my notes on my phone. Then I'll get home and I'll try to sketch things up on paper and figure out what looks cool. And then I try to go into Photoshop, and most of the work, 90% of the work, I've done all the designs in Photoshop myself. And I've reached out to designers for a few things. So I will basically make a mock up and tell them, hey, I want this done, just
Right.
fix all this. Yeah,
It's just kind of to clean it up a little bit.
of course.
It's still your idea, still like your design. It's just hey, like for me personally, I have chicken scratch.
Yeah,
I can't draw.
yeah,
But if
same.
you look at our logo, like I drew like a really like crappy mock up of that.
Yeah,
But when I gave it to a designer, like it came back exactly how I was
exactly.
in picturing it, and I was like, this is perfect.
Exactly.
All right, so keep going. So you finally get the idea, the design, and you're ready to go. What do you do?
I email or call the distribution company and I tell them that I want this placed here. So basically, you have measurements of what you can work with on the shirt where they can print. And I want this here. I want this tag to be this color. Because sometimes I'll coordinate small things. I'll coordinate the color of the shirt with the tag. Some shirts have different color tags just to be different.
I'm about to go look at all my tags to see
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So, just to do something unique, and then I get them to send me a sample, and half the time the samples are good, half the time they're not. So I'm like, hey, fix this. Obviously, this needs to be a higher resolution,
Right.
whatever. They send me another one back, and then boom, I put it up on the site, or I order a bunch of them, get pictures to promote it, and then we go live with the
Right.
launch. Yeah.
Have you had like any real troubles with the distribution centers, or like you saying like, hey, like here's your sample back, like I need this and that fixed, and then you're having some like bad, like not the best terms going on.
Yeah. Actually, on this Black Friday sale, I see people who have gotten their orders in, and also the Black Friday orders have taken like 2 weeks to ship out.
I just got mine, but like but you even said it on the Instagram and everything, like, hey, like they're coming, like we're trying to get all the orders in, like, and I think that's understandable.
Yeah, I try to let people know, and I really had only out of the like for Black Friday, we started in March, and
Right.
and
The whole brand?
yeah,
I thought did you not drop something before that? Or is that more just like,
March was the first collection that dropped, and it was super basic. It just had one word on each shirt,
okay,
and
yeah, now I remember it. Yeah, I
I
remember that
wasn't
now.
taking it very serious then.
Right, I remember that.
But I had some of the clothes for myself and for my friends, but uh, I didn't really do any sales then. So like,
Just more of like like a small group type thing.
yeah, I probably spent over $1,000 just like in starting the company up and not getting anything really, and
Right.
I was already so invested into it, and
Yeah.
I realized that I liked it a lot, so I kept going forward with it.
Now, when it really blows up and it's like up there with Off White and all that, I'm gonna want some of those originals to keep
Yeah,
in the closet, keep on ice,
of course.
just to flex on it.
You have some stuff that nobody else has.
Like what? Give me some ideas.
uh, I know collection 2.
Collection two is probably okay. Collection two and three are like I know that it's only three so far, but like I
4,
am
including the Black Friday
okay. Four,
exclusive.
yeah. So right now, two and three are my favorite
Yeah.
because my favorite one all time is the money one. I can't remember what it says exactly, but like
Nothing comes free. Yeah.
That is my favorite shirt. Like I'll wear that
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
That one's dope.
And you know what's funny about that shirt is I literally made that shirt because so many people who like I don't, who are not my like quote unquote best friends, people I
Yeah.
hang out with all the time, people are constantly asking me like, "Hey, can I get a free shirt? Can I get
We're
a
gonna
free
talk
hoodie?"
about that in a minute.
Yeah. So
So
nothing comes free.
exactly. So when you first started the brand, first announced it, we'll go back to like March, like you said. Did you have any backlash coming at you? Because I know we talked about how us growing up, still in the same town, there's some judgmental people. There's some people that are not going to take it serious. What was your backlash
Yeah,
that you
that
first
right there.
got?
People not taking it serious. People thought it was a joke. People thought it was like, everybody tries to start a clothing line and it never works out. And, I heard all these things, and then my dad telling me, like, go get a real job, go focus on
Yeah,
something real. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I really think this one's it. Like, I'm really putting all my time into
you were
this.
believing in it.
I'm getting really like at the same time I'm getting all this bad feedback from everybody who like means a shit to me, like they're all giving me good feedback.
Right.
So like that's what I'm taking in, like screw all the negative feedback. I really don't care because like I trust in the vision and the people who are with me trust in the vision. I have people doing like my production people, they're doing stuff for me that they would charge people hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, all for free because they're a part of my team. And, when we get bigger, they know that the reward is there.
Right. They believe in the long run. They're not just here like, oh, let me just get this before it dies out.
Exactly.
They know it's where it's going.
Exactly. So dealing with the backlash, I just like threw it over my shoulders and I was just like, yeah, whatever. Like, you're laughing now, but I'll be laughing later.
Right. Laughing to the bank.
Yeah, right.
So, but like when you do get backlash, like what about from the people that like you like are close with? Do you take that as okay, that's a good point. Let me see what I can do.
Yeah, I do. I take it a little bit personal, but then I'm just like, nah, F it. It's like, I don't show this on my social media a lot, but like all the people that I'm talking to, like A-list celebrities, it's like we have like a lot coming in the future. Like,
Right.
so like my dad has a lot of, disbelief in me. Like I said earlier, like I probably had like 10 little startups before this.
Yeah.
And they all failed. Miserable.
But that taught you like what you want. Like we talked about that earlier. Like you learn and like I talked about a quote yesterday saying it was from Thomas Edison. Edison saying I never failed. I had 10,000 ways that didn't work.
Exactly. I feel that. Yeah.
Exactly. So you're like you're not failing. You might make mistakes, but you're learning like, okay, this is what I can do next. This is what I like. This is what I want to do.
Exactly. So like for instance, like I show my dad because like he's to me like my dad is the one who kind of means the most to me.
Right.
So like his opinion. So I show him like some of the people that I'm talking to on Instagram and like some like sales and stuff. He's like, is this stuff actually making money? And like, Black Friday was probably my best day of sales. Order wise, I put stuff so cheap though that it didn't make so much money. But
Right.
I did like just 40 orders on Black Friday, which is huge for me. That's
Right.
that's huge. Like,
And that's still getting the brand out there even more.
yeah, I put the prices so low to get the brand out there because people are always DMing me that they can't afford stuff because hoodies are like $65, t-shirts are 35, which is super reasonable, but I understand some people don't have the money. So for Black Friday, I literally put stuff the cheapest I could,
Right.
and it sold a lot of units, which is good because I'm just, you know, for the culture, I'm just trying to get it out there.
Yeah. But I think that's something that like parents like they want their kids to excel and like go above and beyond anything that they've even dreamed of. Because I know Taylor, and I hope she doesn't mind me talking about this. Sometimes our dad gets really nervous when she wants to like expand, when she wants to try to do something new, because they don't fully see what you're doing or like what the company's growing as, because they're not into it, but they are always there to support and they want it to be successful.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think that's just like a parent thing.
Yeah, most definitely. Because my dad, he's still on and off about it, even
Right.
though like I show him everything. I'm like, this is really gonna happen. Like, just wait.
But they want that like security for their children,
Yeah,
like saying like I know they're gonna be
yeah,
okay.
yeah, of course, yeah.
So what are like other barriers that you faced so far? Like I know it's been you're starting up. It was the money, but you were able to grind past that. It was you didn't care about what haters or people who don't really have helpful opinions. They just want to make some noise. And then also going past like some family where it's like they want you to be secure, like we just said, but you still got to go. What other barriers have you faced?
Um, deadlines.
Deadlines.
Yeah. Deadlines and really just getting things done right. Like, I'm pretty particular, so if something's not right, it pushes me back and it pushes me back, and it just makes me so frustrated that like I just give it some time,
Right.
then I get back into it. And like now, I guess my biggest barrier is not being able to do all the prints myself. I really want to do all this myself, or be included in it. I hate having to pay a company to do everything for me,
Right.
but
You want to actually be there to see it.
exactly. But right now, that's just, the most affordable thing for me because,
Right.
like I said, I'm doing all of this out of my pockets.
Right. And that's just something you have to just like just kind of go up the ladder. Just
Yeah.
like this is where you're starting. But
It's
then,
part of the grind, yeah.
so do you want to get like a pressing machine, or do you want to be able to work like straight with a company that you can go do it?
I want my own machine. I want to be able to do it all.
I gotcha. So how do all these barriers really go into like your creative side?
Um,
Like,
I-
does it make you more conservative, or does it make you say let's go even bigger?
in my head, I don't ever want to disappoint myself, so I say let's go bigger.
Right.
I'm just like, I know I can get this done, and if I can't figure it out, someone else can, and I'll pay them to do it. So like,
Hey, that's it right there. So that's just going in like you don't want to just be like, oh, I wish I would have done this. It's like you want to go a big and like right now, like Emotionless, like the sweatshirt I'm looking at, bunch of different colors, broken heart, like, and it's just different.
yeah, it is.
It's creative.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not just like a bland like shirt like you would see at Target.
Yeah, exactly. And this one, like, this has so many small details. Like, every word here down at the bottom matches the letters up here. Like, I literally did all that on purpose. And like, how many, you see a lot of companies doing this small, this
Right.
little small micro
Little small
text.
print, yeah.
But I put it on the pocket on the hoodie. Like,
So you're always seeing it.
I haven't seen that been done yet, and I think this is one of the most badass things I've done. Is like,
That's one, like now seeing it in person, like I'm not gonna lie. At first when I saw it, I was like, I don't know if that would like fit my style.
Yeah.
Like seeing in person, that's dope. Like,
Yeah.
like if that comes
this
back
is the
out.
top selling one. Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense.
And
'cause
I'm
that-
probably restocking it.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna be on the website for that. So going back to what you were talking about, you have some A-list celebrities and you're getting ready for something big. Is that going into your branding?
What do you mean?
Like, how important is it to you for your brand, like for branding, like your company and yourself to be successful?
How important is it for my brand to become successful? Is what you're asking?
No, like so you have to brand your company as like something in particular.
Mm-hmm.
You have to associate them with something in particular.
Okay.
How important is that to fit like the right
Okay.
niche.
I kind of understand what you're saying, I think. So for me, I feel like what I'm wearing goes into like, like a lot of music, hip hop music, and like athletes. Like, you see athletes, NBA players, NFL players before the games, and
Right.
they're in like super dope outfits. Like, I feel like this fits into that category of like rappers and stuff because I've sent my stuff to some rappers and they've posted it and they loved it. Um, and a lot of people I don't want to talk about because it just hasn't gone through yet. I
Right.
can tell
You
you
still gotta
later.
wait. Yeah.
But like I've got some things going on that I never thought would happen ever.
And
All just by reaching out to people and getting a reply. Like that's what you have to do. You have to reach out.
worst they can say is no.
Exactly.
You can't be scared of that. And so
Yeah.
like that's the importance. Like you have to set that brand, saying like this is what we are here for.
Yeah.
I got you. So using like celebrities and everything, like so I saw that where you are using like ambassadors now.
Mhm.
How does that work?
So
You don't have to go into like any specific details, numbers, and anything, but what is your like process with that or idea process? I guess.
basically every ambassador I have has reached out to me, and I guess I base it off their followers. Not just followers, their engagement.
Right.
So like you can have 1,000 followers, but if you're getting like 700 likes a post, 50 comments, unreal numbers, yeah, I'll work with you because your engagement's really good. People
Right.
are into what you're doing. Like I'm not just gonna throw money on clothes for people, and I'm not gonna get any sales. That's just business. I hate to put it like that, but that's just
At
how
the
it
end of the day,
works.
that's what it is. Like
Yeah.
this is your
Yeah,
baby and your business.
That's how it works. And one of the guys, his name is Lance Sanchez. He lives out in California. I don't know the name of the city, but he's now signed with it's called Vivid Management. They're a production company, and he believed in me when I first started back in March. He
Right.
found my clothes and he liked them, and he had like 10K on Instagram at the time, and he was a photographer, and he was like, "Hey, I'd love to get some shots in your clothes. Would you send me some?"
Dang.
I was like, you know what? Sure. I sent him some stuff. He posts it. He gets people posting it. And that's kind of how I started the ambassadors thing. And now Lance, photographer, he's got like probably 40,000 on Instagram, and he's just like, hey,
So you're on ground floor basically.
this guy wants to work with you. He's got like 1 million on TikTok. Hey, this guy wants to work with you. He's got like 100K followers on Instagram. So like those type of ambassadors, I'm just like, hell yeah, they're perfect for what I'm doing.
So do you use like a lot of ambassadors? Like, do you go more for quantity or quality?
Quality all day, definitely.
So how many ambassadors, like top of your head, like round about, how many do you think you have right now?
10.
10?
Mm-hmm.
You knew that number already, didn't you?
It's just about 10. I mean, I get so many DMs a day, people wanting to be ambassadors, but like, there's
Are you
requirements.
actually adding like to the company? Are you actually adding to the brand, or
Exactly.
is it just you want some free stuff?
Exactly. There's a difference.
Right.
There's a difference, and you can tell when someone just wants some free stuff, or you can tell when someone like actually likes your brand.
Right.
Like I noticed the comments. I noticed the people who've been DMing me since day one. Like I know who really wants the stuff, and wants to be an ambassador. And if you've been with the company since day one and you've only got 1,000, 2,000 followers, whatever, I'll give you something.
Right. You are sticking with.
You've been
like, the
supporting me
brand.
forever,
You are
yeah.
sticking with the vision.
Mhm.
It's not like, oh, hey, let me jump on.
Of course.
I think that's fine when you get up there, like, and you're saying like, hey, like you got like 2 million followers on Instagram. Here's some clothes, and they're like, and that's still bringing into you.
Mhm.
But if you were like you said, like this like low number, and all you wanted some free stuff, you're just trying to get a handout. That's
yeah. I don't need that. Not anymore.
So speaking of handouts, let's go into that topic of people around you or around people that you're around always asking for discounts, free stuff, just, the give me.
That's a lot, man. That's so much. Like I'm telling you, every single day, friends and family. Everybody wants something for free. Obviously, certain people, I do give them stuff for
Right.
free. But, like, if we're just a distant friend and you're just, like, texting me, like, hey, can I get this hoodie? Like, you got to realize that I'm spending hundreds thousands of dollars, not hundreds of thousands, but
Not
hundreds,
yet. Not yet.
comma, thousands,
Not
yeah.
yet.
Sending out gear to all these famous celebrities or whatever, and them not even posting it. So, like, I'm spending $200 to send one person a package,
Right.
and they're not even posting it. But that's a risk I have to take. So, all these people who want free stuff, there's like, I hate to say it, but there's nothing in it for me. And like, I feel like if you're a friend of mine or whatever, you should be wanting to support me. I
Exactly.
support all my friends.
And I think that's like a big thing is like especially like starting off as a small company,
Of
a
course,
small
like I'm
brand.
not out here making 100 sales a
No,
day.
that's when you really support. Like if you're a true friend, you don't ask for discounts.
Yeah.
Like the first time I bought from you, I bought just straight up, and then you're
Yeah.
like, Gleason, like take a discount.
Yeah, yeah.
And so like now, like I don't even use it every time though. Like
Yeah,
it's just like
that's true.
on small things. Or no, not small things. Like on small things, I definitely don't because I didn't want to do that to you because I think that'd make you break even.
Yeah, and I give out discounts to my friends because I want them to get the clothes, but I'm not gonna give it to them for free. I'll give it
Right.
to them at a discount, help me, help you type situation.
Right.
Like, but I'm not just gonna give stuff out for free. But I feel like it's even generous me giving out as many discount codes as I do because if you talk to anybody who's even like my size, a smaller size company, they're giving out discounts left and right, and I don't have to do that. I'm not doing that. People like my stuff,
Yeah.
and they believe in it, and I believe in it. So at the end of the day, that's just kind of how it goes.
It's like we said, it's not necessary because like you said, right now you have 3 collections and there's like it's not like a boatload of things in the collection. I think if you put everything in there, it would equal up to like $400, maybe more, depending on
like
if
of
you
one
got,
collection.
if you got like of one collection.
Yeah. Just
So
about.
so that means if you get just a couple things, it's like $80-$90. Like
Yeah.
I got 3 things I think for like $90. I didn't use the discount code. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to do that. If you can't afford it, then don't be buying something. Don't go out of pocket if you can't afford something. You can still support brands in other ways, like reposting, doing something like that.
Exactly. Like I see this on Instagram all the time. It's like a thing that says how much does it cost to support your friend's business. It's like how much does it cost to repost something? How much does it cost
Exactly.
to like something? Comment. Free. All that's free.
Right.
With Instagram's tools nowadays, like it makes me hate even posting because I look at my reach and my reach is like 1/10 of my followers. Like you have to beat the algorithms, and the way to beat the algorithms is comments and likes. Like, so I appreciate every single person who comments on my post just as much as I do people who buy the stuff because
Exactly.
I'm trying to just grow. That's all I'm trying to do is just grow.
Exactly. Because that's like even people like I have friends who they've never listened to this podcast. They don't like podcasts, but they'll still go and like it. They'll repost it and like say like, "Hey, go listen to it."
Of course.
It's the small things that can like have the great effects.
Of course, yeah, and I do appreciate all your support. I see all your orders come
yeah.
in. Yeah.
Okay, that's half of that's a support. The other half is like I said, I really mess with like
Yeah.
the collections. Like right
Yeah.
now, like this is probably like top 3. Like this one.
Yeah, I
'Cause
love that shirt.
It's like it's simple, but at the same time, it's not.
Yeah.
Like
And
you
know
look at
what's
it.
funny is you see how simple that shirt is. That shirt took me so long to make.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's simple, but at the same time, it's not. Like
Yeah.
you look at it and you're just like it just draws your eye to it. Kind of like these. Like these are a little bit more out there, and you're drawn to it.
Yeah.
But like I know every time somebody see me and like some of your stuff, they're like, I like that shirt. Like they're just
Yeah,
drawn
same.
to it.
That's another thing that I meant to say earlier is like how many compliments I get on the stuff when I'm out in public is just crazy. Like
Right.
I get more compliments wearing my own clothes than I do other brands' clothes. Honestly, I sold off all my high-end Supreme, CDG,
No.
Off-White. I sold it all.
Gotcha.
I try to not wear anything except my own clothes unless I'm like going to the gym.
All right. You got not yet. That's gonna come later, right?
Yeah. And my buddy actually owns a fitness apparel company, so we may be doing a collab.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
So, talking about like all the luxury brands and like we mentioned like Supreme and that, what do you consider Emotionless? Like, do you consider more luxury, hype beast, or like casual wear, like streetwear?
Right now, I think it's a casual streetwear, but I've had, unbiased opinions. People telling me like, I would pay, off-white prices for that shirt or for that hoodie.
Right.
And to me, that's just like, damn. Like,
So, do you think that's like a goal of yours to be able to get up to that?
Of course, of course. I want to expand so much. Like, I'm taking this worldwide, man. Like, I've shipped to like over 15 countries now,
Oh wow.
almost every one of the states.
Are they paying shipping or are you paying shipping?
Uh, shipping, I used to do it free, and then I realized how much it was costing me. So I did something that's fair. I split shipping down the middle.
Okay.
I pay half of it, and I let the customer pay half. But it's free shipping on $99 plus. But shipping international, I only charge $10.
I bet
So
that gets expensive though, depending on the country, I
depends
guess.
on how much the package weighs and how much it goes. But it's really, uh, with that distribution company, they have all these crazy deals, so they get hooked up on price. So therefore, I try to make it reasonable because at first it was like $29 to ship something to Canada, and I was like, man, I'm missing out on like a lot of people. I was like, so I went and I talked to them about shipping prices, and we got it figured out to a number that works good for me. And $10 international shipping, you should be happy with that.
Yeah. So none of that comes to you though. I know we talked about the drop shipping earlier. So like none of that comes to you. Like they ship it straight from their,
Sometimes when I do the bulk orders, I get it shipped to me, and
Okay.
then I ship it out. Yeah,
and that's what you're talking about. That's why you want that warehouse to be able to fully expand and have it
exactly,
all sitting there with
exactly. Because the more money I can cut back on, the more money I can put into production.
you. Right. So does that? I'm assuming that goes into a lot of like how you set the prices for the clothes now.
Of course, of course.
Are you trying to set them to where like they still have that like nice dollar figure, but are still affordable, or like what's that thought about?
I feel like if I wanted to, I could make these hoodies $100. They're this is thick. Like these hoodies.
Yeah, the quality of them are great. Like there's no denying the quality.
Yeah,
Even like when you're washing them, like sometimes when you get clothes from like distribution centers, you have to worry about when you wash them, are they gonna fade or they're
Yeah.
gonna come off? Like I've washed like my stuff like a few times.
Yeah,
Like
same.
they're great quality.
Is and on the website and on the label it says to wash it cold, which is best.
That's what I always wash all
yeah,
my stuff. in
yeah,
that.
perfect. So you do that and nothing's gonna happen to it. I've washed and dried all my stuff, perfectly fine. So like I feel like for me, I have so many options of qualities I can pick from, and from the options I have, I go for the highest. Like I'm at the top tier of all the
Right.
qualities. So I feel like my prices are pretty fair for the quality. Like I feel like they should be higher, but they're not gonna be higher yet. I'm gonna wait a while.
Right.
But like,
Not until they're gonna get real high when we start seeing everything on StockX.
oh, of course,
We're gonna see
yeah.
those resales. If you see some stuff and it says from Auburn, not me. I'm not.
I'm
not-
telling you, 2020, like there's some crazy things.
Yeah, I
There's
can't wait to see it.
things that I can't wrap my head around.
Speaking of like new things coming out now, let's talk about how you've started to go past just the clothing. You're starting to do accessories now,
Mhm.
right? I think the first one was the phone case. Yeah, the phone case right there. And this is the first one. It's in collection 3.
Mhm.
Is that something you want to continue with, or is this more just like a test?
No, for sure. These phone cases did awesome. You can check it out yourself. Uh, they're
That's actually really nice quality too.
They're pretty durable. That's the slim version. Then there's a thick one that covers your whole phone. But they're made by Spoke, which is a really good company. So they're really durable, and the print on them is great. And they did really good. So yeah, phone cases definitely something I'm looking into. Accessories, bags, everything.
So are you gonna like try to stick to where it's like plastered on there? I guess like this is kind of a question. Like Emotionless always has Emotionless on it. Do
Mhm.
you want to stick to like that when you go to accessories, or is it more just like little subtle things,
It'll be more subtle things like
but still eye catching?
collection 2. I think only had one piece that said Emotionless on it.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was like a part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 thing. Uh, that was kind of a storyline. That took me a lot of time, and also like all those pictures on the back of them are pictures that my friends took.
Was that the one you were telling me one night that you guys had to go up on a few different rooftops to get some pictures? Is that where these came from?
One of those pictures was on a crane over the city of Cleveland.
Were you were you on that crane?
That was not me.
You didn't want to jump up there?
I'm not doing that.
Man, I know you've posted some pictures where it's like y'all are like on the top of roofs, and at first it doesn't look that high,
Oh
and then you
yeah,
start looking like past it, you're like, oh shit, like he's
yeah.
pretty far back there or
We're
up
on
there.
we're on the top of the city. Yeah.
Dang. So why Cleveland though? Is that just like where the photographer was?
So, Adam in Cleveland, he will do everything for me. He shoots all the photos of all the clothes, and he'll get people to wear them, or he'll wear them himself, and get the pictures done in his studio. But what he also did for me on collection 3 was he did me 2 commercials. I don't know if you saw
I
those.
saw, I think one of them.
Yeah, I didn't post the second one
Yeah.
because it was a Juice World song. I didn't want it to
Yeah.
get deleted, but I
Right.
can show you after this. But they were really high quality, like something you would actually see on a commercial.
Right.
Super badass. Just I'm really thankful for everybody, who's a
Yeah.
part of my team, who believes in me and who supports me. Mm.
So did you think that like you would be here like with all this like whenever like we'll go back to even the beginning like did you expect like this to what it become like where you are now?
Not at all, man. It's crazy. When I started it in March. I believe it was like March 6th. I created some designs, put them on a shirt, and I was like, oh, those look cool. But they were just words. It was just like alone, unrelatable, emotionless. One of them said F love with a
Yeah.
broken heart in the middle. And I think maybe another one or something. But, I did not take it very serious then because I really didn't know what I was doing. It was like a learning process. And, I put it on hold for months and months. And I didn't come out and I didn't even do anything with it. I wasn't on the Instagram or anything. And then collection 2, I think I released it in September.
Mm-hmm.
That's like when I finally realized like I could do this, so let me try it. And I did all those designs and I released the little lookbook and I got great feedback. Like I didn't think that at all. I was like, wow, all these people like the work that I
Right.
just did. And then, release date collection 2, and I just kept seeing sales coming in, and I was like,
Were you nervous whenever that release went out?
oh my gosh, yeah.
Like just kind of
I had so much anxiety. It was like, it was awful. But, I was very happy with the results. Like, I didn't sell a ton, but like,
you did it.
and
You like
that
you got
one
it out
and
there.
that one day, I'd sold more units on that one day than I did the whole time collection 1 was available on the website for months.
I think it's because a lot of it like I didn't even know that like collection 1 was available
Because
until collection 2 because I think that's like how you're saying like you really got into it. You really like made that brand known.
yeah, because I just like when I first started it, I was like, oh, people are gonna judge me for this. Like I said, like everybody starts a clothing brand or whatever, and I heard Taylor say this in the first one too. Like everybody thinks they can start something up, and they might do a little bit of it, but like they don't keep going with it.
They don't put the work in.
Yeah, exactly. Putting in the work and keep on pushing towards your goal, your dream. That's kind of like what sets you apart and what sets you out. Like the company has been live for less than 6 months, and I'm working on my 5th collection right now.
Right.
Like things have changed so much.
What is like the big like I wouldn't say mistakes, but like the trials that you had to go through to really get to where it is now?
Like all my other ventures.
Yeah.
So like I guess like I've always even Taylor said this too in the first podcast. I don't want to like copy
Nah,
her,
you're good.
but I've never wanted to like work for somebody.
Yeah.
So like when I was younger in high school, I worked at Pizza Hut, and I would like buy electronics and sell them on like Facebook Marketplace, eBay, apps like Poshmark, Mercari. I would buy stuff and sell it, and then like I got into like buying and selling shoes, like Yeezys when they first came out, and the profits were ridiculous, and
Right.
that's how I made a good bit of money. And then like I get on YouTube, as I'm always on YouTube, and I'm looking at all these drop shipping. I'm like, what is this? So I get into this drop shipping stuff, and I probably made about, I'm telling you, like 5 to 10 completely whole different stores, websites, Instagrams, Facebook, logo, everything.
Right. Until you really found what you wanted to do.
Yeah. But one of them, which actually did really good, was the last one that I did before I started the clothing brand.
What were you selling?
They were silicone jewel case covers. And
Wow.
yeah, and I didn't actually drop ship those. They were so cheap that I just like ordered 200 of them and made a website and an Instagram. And
What was that? Is it still up or is it gone
no,
now?
it's gone
What was
now.
it called?
Vapor Accessories.
Shout out to anybody who's ever bought from Vapor Accessories.
Yeah.
You were really on the ground floor for that.
I'm telling you, hey, that was good. That was that was like my best little thing before this, and now, you know,
Would you go back to that if for some reason you're like, I don't want to do motions? Would you go back to Vapor Accessories, or is that just that was a stepping stone?
no, that was I don't know what was going on in my life. No, I don't think I would take it back. If I could take back anything, it would be back in March a couple months ago. I wish I had taken it more serious
Right.
because who knows where I would be right now. But,
Right.
you know, we're about to start the year fresh, and I think it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. So, what are your goals? Like, talking about starting the year fresh. What are your goals for 2020? Like, what can everybody expect, or what don't you want them to expect?
I don't want to. I don't
You don't have
want
to give away anything. Like,
I don't want
any
to
like
say anything for
secrets.
like not to expect because I don't know. So 2020, you know, the budget's gone up a little bit more, so I'm able to do more things. And so this time we're gonna be dropping like different pieces. Like I'm able to do like some embroidered pieces now, which are gonna be super dope. All over prints. Like
Mhm.
I'm gonna have an all over print tracksuit.
Oh, so
Which
you're going like like you said, like you're expanding this one. Like it's
yeah,
going like past just like
yeah.
shirts and hoodies now.
Yeah, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be super different. There's gonna be, you know, a lot of bigger names, a lot of influencers that we're gonna be working with and that are gonna be representing the brand.
Yeah.
And you know, we're looking to take it all the way. I hope by the end of 2020 that I have my own warehouse, printing everything on our own.
Nice.
That's goals.
Do you have like certain dates or a time frame that like collection 5's really gonna start becoming more aware, or do you not, or is it still in like the works?
It's still in the works. I think that we will have a lookbook and around the beginning of January.
Okay.
It'll be out in January. The whole collection will be
Collection 5 will be.
Yeah, it'll be
so
released.
It's soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, with that, that's our questions. So we're gonna jump into the money round. The money round are the same 3 questions that we ask our guests every week. Just trying to dig a little bit deeper into them and to their company. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Question number 1. What is most important to be successful in your industry?
Really believing in yourself and having a team around you that's going to give you real feedback. Like, I don't want to spend all this time designing a shirt and all this money designing a shirt if it's not going to be good. So,
You don't want a bunch of yes men.
exactly. I hate yes men. So I want people who are going to be real with me. Like, hey, do you like this shirt? Like, yes or no. Like, be honest with me. They're like, no. I'm like, perfect. Thank you. I'm not even going to do anything more with it.
Right.
So I think like in this industry, you really just need people around you who support you and who are real, and that's like my key. Yeah.
Nice. So what about number 2? What is one piece of advice you would give to somebody who wanted to start their own clothing brand?
I would say take your time and do not rush things like I did at the beginning. I wanted it to be out so fast that I rushed through every design. I rushed through the website. I just rushed. I'd say take your time, get people's feedback, start creating some of your own designs and wearing them and getting feedback on those, and then go from there. And who knows where you can be.
Nice. And then the last question, if you could go all the way back, start over, would you do it again?
How far back?
You go back to March, you first decide that you want to launch a clothing brand. If you could go all the way back, would you do all of this again? Like, would you redo it?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. And this is like, I'm in love with this company.
Awesome.
This company means a lot to me, more than just the brand, like the actual meaning behind it, you know, Emotionless, like
Yeah.
it's kind of just like my persona now, you know. It means a lot to me, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
Awesome. Well, guys, that's our podcast today. Thank you, Bryce, for coming on and
for
telling
sure.
us really the backstory of this like awesome brand. Tell people where they can find you and where they can find Emotionless.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter is at Emotionless Wear. And yeah, that's where you can find us.
Awesome. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys come back to the next one, and remember to stay hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, hey yo, young and hungry for success. Always striving for our best. Give our most and never less. Daily grind, our hardest test. Success can't be measured in money, fame, and power. Tune into these stories, this the spotlight of the hour. Young men and women grind to make it to the top. Make it to the top, we gotta make it to the top. The tales of daily hustles, it'll never ever stop. Never ever stop, it'll never ever stop. Hey.